Here are my final conference predictions. For the ACC, I'm sticking with my previous prediction for the matchup but changing the winner. I now predict Miami will edge out Florida State to win the conference. Despite some skepticism about Miami's coaching staff and historical performance, I believe their talent is on par with Clemson's. If Miami's players were in Clemson uniforms, Clemson would be the favorite. Miami's strength lies in their deep roster, particularly at tailback, and their promising quarterback Cam Ward. They should continue improving throughout the season. Clemson remains a strong contender but lacks the consistency needed to make the championship game this year. Virginia Tech and NC State have potential but are less likely to win the conference title. I expect Miami to come out on top. Moving to the SEC, I'm sticking with Texas as my conference champion but switching the opponent from Ole Miss to Alabama. I believe Texas will prevail over Alabama in the SEC championship game. Texas's talent and depth are impressive, and I think their transition to the SEC will focus their attention and drive their performance. While Alabama will improve as the season progresses and have a strong rushing attack, their defense doesn't quite match up to their vintage standards. Georgia is a strong contender but faces a tougher schedule, which could be a disadvantage. LSU and Ole Miss have potential but also face challenges that might keep them out of the conference title game. In the Big 12, it's the most unpredictable conference this year. I'm sticking with Iowa State versus Oklahoma State in the championship game, with Oklahoma State coming out on top. Oklahoma State's style of play and depth make them a strong choice. However, teams like Kansas State, Utah, and UCF are also intriguing and could disrupt the expected outcome. The Big 12 is filled with competitive teams, and I'm closely watching how the season unfolds. For the Big 10, I'm maintaining my prediction of Ohio State versus Oregon in the championship game, with Ohio State winning. Ohio State has the talent and depth to come through even if they lose to Oregon early in the season. Michigan and Penn State are solid, but not quite at the same level as Ohio State and Oregon. Ohio State's defense should be reliable enough to help them secure a spot in the playoffs. In summary, my conference champions are ACC, Miami, SEC, Texas. Big 12, Oklahoma State. Big 10, Ohio State. For the playoffs, I'm predicting Ohio State, Texas, Miami, and Oklahoma State as the top 4 teams, with a group of 5 teams also making the cut.